My dear child, I heard you last night. When the room was dark and the house was quiet and everyone around you had long since closed their eyes, I was there. I heard the sound you tried to muffle into your pillow. I felt the weight that pressed down on your chest like something heavy had taken up permanent residence there and decided it was not leaving. I saw you pull the blanket tighter not because you were cold but because something inside you needed to feel held and there was nothing else nearby to hold you. I was there for all of it. Every single moment of it. And I need you to hear me say that clearly before we go any further. I was there. I am always there. And not in the distant, observing way you have sometimes feared, where I watch from a great height with a clipboard of your failures and a clock running down on your patience. I was there the way a father sits beside a child who cannot sleep. Close enough to hear breathing. Close enough to notice the exact moment the crying starts. Close enough that my presence was already in the room before the first tear reached your face. You have been carrying something that was never designed to be carried alone. I want you to understand that. The weight you felt last night, the grief or the fear or the specific particular exhaustion that comes not from doing too much but from hoping for too long without seeing the answer arrive, that weight was not a punishment. It was not evidence that I had turned my face away from you. It was not proof that your prayers had been bouncing off the ceiling and dissolving into nothing. That weight was the accumulation of a season you were never meant to walk through without leaning. And you have been trying so hard not to lean. You have been trying to hold yourself straight and appear fine and tell people you are okay and perform a version of faith that looks strong from the outside because somewhere along the way someone taught you that needing help was the same as lacking faith. That is not something I ever taught you. I want that lie removed from your chest today. Needing help is not weakness. Crying in the dark is not failure. Coming to the end of your own strength is actually the precise location where mine begins to become visible to you. So I am glad you cried. Not because I delight in your pain. I want you to understand the difference. I do not celebrate your suffering. Every tear you cried last night landed on my heart before it landed on your pillow. I felt each one. But I am glad because your tears last night were honest. They were the sound of a soul dropping the performance. They were the moment when the version of you that has been working so hard to appear unbroken finally sat down and stopped pretending. And I have been waiting for that moment. Not with impatience. Not with judgment. With the quiet steady waiting of someone who knew the door would open eventually and was simply there when it did. You are allowed to be broken-hearted. I need you to receive that sentence fully before we continue because I know that somewhere in your chest there is a voice that is already arguing against it. The voice that says broken-hearted people are not grateful enough. That broken-hearted people are not trusting enough. That broken-hearted people should count their blessings and square their shoulders and move forward with a smile because other people have it worse. I know that voice. I know exactly where it came from and I know how long it has been living in you and I know how much damage it has quietly done by convincing you to apologize for your own pain. That voice did not come from me. My voice does not shame you for hurting. My voice meets you exactly where the hurting is happening and it says I see you. I know. I am here. And that is what I am saying to you right now. I see you. I know. I am here. Let me tell you what I saw last night. I saw someone who has been faithful in ways that nobody around them has fully witnessed. I saw someone who kept showing up for people who did not always show up in return. I saw someone who kept praying even when the prayers felt like they were falling into a silence that would never answer back. I saw someone who kept getting up in the morning and putting one foot in front of the other, not because everything was fine but because you decided that giving up was not going to be your story, even on the days when continuing felt like the harder and lonelier choice. I saw the moments you chose kindness when bitterness would have been easier. I saw the times you forgave people who never asked you for forgiveness. I saw the prayers you prayed for other people in the middle of your own storms, because your heart is the kind of heart that cannot stop caring about others even when it is breaking for itself. I saw all of it. And I want you to know that nothing you have done in faithfulness has been invisible to me. Not one step. Not one prayer. Not one morning where you chose to trust me even though the evidence in front of you was not making trust easy. I have seen every single one, and they are written in a record that no one can erase. But I also need to tell you what I saw underneath the crying. I saw fear. Real, specific, particular fear. Not the vague general anxiety that floats through most people's days, but a fear with a name and a face and a history. Some of you are afraid that the thing you have been waiting for is never going to come. That the marriage is not going to be restored. That the child is not going to return. That the finances are not going to turn around. That the diagnosis means what you are afraid it means. That the loneliness that has settled into your life like furniture is going to be permanent. That you are going to spend the rest of your life being someone who almost received the blessing but never quite crossed the threshold into actually having it. I saw that fear last night. I felt the shape of it in the way you cried. And I am not here to dismiss it or to give you a quick spiritual sentence that sounds beautiful but does not actually touch the place where the fear lives. I am here to go directly to that place and speak into it. The thing you are afraid of losing, I have not forgotten. The person you have been praying for, I have not abandoned. The dream that feels like it is dying, I have not discarded. The door that has been closed so long you have started to wonder if it was ever meant to open, I have not locked it permanently. I have a key and I am still holding it, and my timing has a precision that your pain makes it very hard to trust right now, and I understand that. I am not asking you to stop feeling afraid. Fear is honest. Fear is the bruise that shows where something matters deeply to you, and I have never once told you to pretend bruises are not there. What I am asking is that you let me be bigger than the fear in your chest tonight. Not because I am demanding your trust as a performance, but because I know what is on the other side of this season, and I need you to keep walking toward it even when you cannot see it. You are not being punished. I want to say that again because the enemy has been very busy whispering the opposite into the space that opens up when you are crying alone in the dark. You are not being punished. The difficulty you are in right now is not the consequence of a mistake you made that I have not forgiven. It is not evidence that you are less loved than the people around you whose lives appear easier from the outside. It is not a sign that I have favorites and you are not one of them. The thought that says you're suffering means something is wrong with your standing before me. That thought is a lie, and it is one of the oldest and cruelest lies the enemy knows how to plant, because it targets the very thing you need most when you are in pain, which is the assurance of my presence and my love. He plants the lie precisely because losing that assurance is the thing most likely to make you stop walking. And he cannot stop your destiny. But he can try to stop your walk. So he whispers in the dark that the silence means absence, and the delay means denial, and the difficulty means punishment. None of it is true. None of it has ever been true. And I am telling you directly today so that the next time that whisper arrives in the small hours of the morning you will already have my voice in your memory saying clearly, "That is a lie, my child." closed over like scar tissue as a form of self-protection. I know where every single one of those places is. I formed you. I know your interior better than you know it yourself. And my healing is not afraid of any of it. It does not recoil from the darkest rooms inside you. It goes in. It goes in gently and it goes in completely, and it does not leave until the work is done. This is going to require you to let me in. That is the honest part. Healing of the deep kind is not something I perform on you while you sleep without your participation. It is something that happens in the space between your willingness and my power. And your willingness does not have to be large. It does not have to be confident. It does not have to come with eloquent words or a clean theology or a history of unbroken faith. It just has to be real. The smallest real yes is enough. Even if the yes sounds like I do not know how to trust you fully but I am still here, that counts. Even if it sounds like I am too tired to hope but I have not left, that counts. Even if it sounds like nothing at all and is only expressed by the fact that you kept listening to these words all the way to this point in the message, that counts. You are here. That is a yes. And I am going to work with it. Now let me speak to the specific pain. Some of you cried last night because of a relationship. Someone who was supposed to stay left. Someone who promised you something and then dismantled the promise without appearing to notice what the dismantling cost you. Someone you loved with a depth that you have never been able to fully explain walked away and took with them a version of your life that you had been carefully building, and you have been standing in the rubble of it trying to understand what you did wrong. And I need you to hear me say this. Their leaving was not the final word on your worth. The way someone treats you when they are leaving is rarely about who you actually are. It is almost always about where they are in their own story and what they are capable of at that particular moment. I am not asking you to excuse what was done. I am not asking you to minimize the wound. I am asking you to stop using their departure as evidence that something is fundamentally wrong with you. Because there is nothing fundamentally wrong with you. You were made by my hands on purpose, with intention and with love, and the fact that someone could not see that or could not stay does not change what is true about you. I am also speaking to the ones whose hearts broke over a child. A parent's broken heart is one of the most particular kinds of pain I witness. You raised them. You prayed over them. You stayed up in the night for them when they were small, and you stayed up in the night for them when they were grown, and the nature of the worry changed but the love never did. And something happened. They went a direction you did not expect or could not follow. They made choices that frightened you or broke your trust or took them somewhere you cannot reach. And you have been praying for them with a desperation that has slowly quieted into something that feels dangerously close to resignation, because you have been waiting so long and you do not want the hope to hurt more than the reality. I want to speak directly into that resignation and push it back. I have not given up on your child. Not for one moment. Not on the darkest day of their wandering. I am working in rooms of their life that you cannot see and have not been invited into yet. The prayers you have prayed over them have not dissolved. They are active. They are living things that are still moving in the spiritual atmosphere around your child's life right now, even as you sit and listen to these words. You do not have to understand the timing. You have to know that the prayers were heard and the answer is in motion. I am speaking to the ones whose hearts broke over money. Not greed. Not ambition. The honest kind of financial fear. The kind where you sit with the numbers late at night after everyone else is asleep and you do the math again and the math does not change, and the fear rises because you are responsible for people and the resources are not matching the responsibility. I see that fear. I know the weight of it. I know the specific shame that comes with it, the sense that you have somehow failed the people who depend on you, the feeling that if you were more competent or more faithful or made better decisions, the numbers would look different. I want to take the shame out of your hands first, because the shame is not yours to carry. Financial hardship is not a verdict on your character. It is a season. Seasons change. And I am the God who created provision before I created the need for it. My supply chain does not run out. My storehouses do not empty. What I have prepared for you did not expire while you were waiting. It is still there. Your name is still on it. And the pathway to it is not as far as the fear is trying to make it appear. I am speaking to the ones whose hearts broke because they are tired. Not the tiredness that a good night of sleep fixes. The other kind. The tiredness that accumulates when you have been strong for a long time and the strength has been drawn on more than it has been replenished. The tiredness of someone who has absorbed the pain of other people while managing their own and smiled through it and prayed through it and kept moving through it and is now sitting in the dark wondering how much longer they are going to be able to keep doing this before something inside them gives way. I want to tell you clearly. You are not going to break. You are not going to be consumed. You are not going to carry this until you collapse. Because I am not going to let you carry it alone that long. I am intervening in this season. I am sending reinforcement. I am changing the distribution of weight in ways you are going to start feeling in the coming days if you allow yourself to receive it. But first I need you to put something down. Put down the responsibility for outcomes that are mine to manage. This is where so much of the weight is coming from. You have been carrying the burden of outcomes that are not actually in your hands. You have been trying to control the healing of relationships that require my intervention. You have been managing the worry about futures that are mine to direct. You have been taking responsibility for people's choices that only they can make. And you have been doing all of this out of love. I know that. I know the weight is there because you love people so much that the idea of not doing everything possible to ensure their well-being is unbearable. But my child, the weight of the world is not a load I ever placed on your back. I placed it on mine. And I am not struggling under it. You can release to me what was never yours to carry without loving less. You can trust me with the people you love without abandoning them. Releasing the outcome to me is not giving up on them. It is the wisest and most powerful thing you can do for them. When you let go of what you were never built to hold, your hands become free to receive what I am trying to give. And I am trying to give you something. I want to be specific about this because I do not want it to remain abstract. I am not simply speaking in the language of general blessing and vague future goodness. I am talking about specific things that I am preparing for your specific life. The peace that you lost somewhere in the last difficult season, I am restoring it. The joy that went quiet inside you, I am reigniting it. The sense of direction that got blurred when everything around you went sideways, I am clarifying it. The relationships that have gone cold or broken or strained, I am working in them. The door that is relevant to your next chapter, I am opening it. The provision that you need, I am releasing it. The healing that your body or your mind or your heart requires, I am already doing it. None of this is contingent on your performance. None of this is waiting for you to become a better version of yourself before it is available. All of this is available to you right now in this moment as you sit wherever you are and hear these words. Because you are already enough. You have always been enough. Not enough in the sense that you have no room to grow or nothing left to learn. Enough in the sense that my love for you was never conditional on your performance. Enough in the sense that you did not have to earn this conversation. Enough in the sense that your tears last night qualified you for my presence just as surely as your most faithful prayers on your best days. There is no version of you that is more deserving of my attention than the version that cried in the dark last night. That version, the exhausted one, the uncertain one, the one holding the fraying edges of hope, that truth about your actual future, and you deserve to know it even when the present makes it hard to believe. So here is what I am asking you to do. Not a long list. Not a complicated set of requirements. Just a few things carried in these words that I want you to take with you into the days ahead. First, let yourself grieve fully. Not endlessly. Not in a way that becomes a home you move into permanently. But fully. Give the pain its honest weight. Do not rush past it trying to arrive at the victory without walking through the valley. I am in the valley with you. You are not mourning alone. And grief that is allowed to move through you instead of being suppressed becomes something else on the other side. It becomes testimony. It becomes the deep knowing that makes your comfort for other people real rather than performative. It becomes the very thing that allows you one day to sit beside someone who is where you are right now and tell them from a place of genuine experience that there is a morning coming. You cannot offer that gift to someone else if you do not walk through the grief yourself. So grieve. Grieve honestly. Grieve in my presence where nothing you feel will frighten me or exhaust my patience. Second, release the timeline. I know how hard this is. I know that you have a sense of how long this has been going on and how much longer seems reasonable, and we have passed the reasonable boundary significantly, and the delay is beginning to feel like a message in itself. I am asking you to separate the delay from the denial. They are not the same thing. A delay is a timing issue. A denial is a decision. And I have not made a decision against you. I have made a decision about timing that you do not have full visibility into yet. The timing is connected to things that are happening in the unseen that will make the arrival mean more and last longer than it would have if it had come earlier. Trust is not the feeling that the timing makes sense to you. Trust is the choice to believe in my goodness even when you cannot see the logic. And you can make that choice even when the feeling is not there to support it. Third, tell me how you actually feel. Not the version you have edited to sound appropriately faithful. Not the prayer that sounds humble and grateful even when underneath it there is frustration or doubt or something that feels dangerously close to anger. Tell me the real version. Tell me you are tired. Tell me you are confused. Tell me you are afraid. Tell me that sometimes you wonder if I am actually paying attention. Tell me the things you have been afraid to say because you thought saying them would be a form of faithlessness. I can hold all of it. I am not fragile. Your honest doubts do not threaten me. Your real frustration does not damage our relationship. What damages our relationship is the distance that grows when you feel you have to perform a version of faith that is not honest instead of coming to me with what is actually true. The Psalms I preserved for you are full of people yelling at me from their pain. Those were not failures of faith. Those were the most intimate conversations of their lives. Come to me like that. Come to me with the full honest weight of everything you are carrying and let me be the one who holds it without flinching. Because I can hold it. I have never dropped what was entrusted to me. I have never grown weary of a soul that kept coming back. I have never once looked at a child who returned to me broken and wished they had stayed away. Every single time you come to me, regardless of how many times it is, regardless of what state you are in when you arrive, regardless of whether you are coming with praise or with questions or with tears, I receive you. I am glad you are here. I am glad you did not stop coming. I am glad that the crying last night did not drive you further from me but brought you here today where I could speak into the places that were cracked open by the pain. Pain that opens you is doing something important even when it does not feel that way. And I am here inside the opening. You are not alone. That is the sentence I want to be the one that stays when the rest of these words have settled and you have gone back to the ordinary movement of your day. When you sit in the waiting and the waiting grows heavy. When the fear comes back in the dark hours. When the tears come again because healing is not always linear and setbacks happen and emotions resurface and you are human and I made you human with the full understanding of what that meant. In all of those moments, return to this. You are not alone. Not in the way the lonely parts of you have feared. Not in the way the silence has sometimes suggested. Not in the way the people who left implied. You are never alone because I am the one presence in your life that cannot be removed by circumstance or decision or time or distance or failure or fear. I am here. I was there last night. I am here right now. I will be there tomorrow. And the day you finally see the full answer to the prayer that has been costing you the most, when the door opens and the healing comes and the person returns and the provision arrives and the light breaks through in the way you stopped letting yourself imagine it would, I will be there for that too. And in that moment you will understand something about the journey that is very difficult to understand from inside it. You will understand that not one step was wasted. Not one night of crying was without purpose. Not one prayer was lost. Not one season of waiting failed to produce something in you that made the arrival of the blessing possible to hold and keep and share. You will look back at this very season, this hard, exhausting, broken-hearted season, and you will see my fingerprints all the way through it. Because I have been here all along. I am your God. I am your Father. I am your healer and your comforter and your provider and your defender and your closest friend. And I love you with a love that does not know how to stop. A love that is not threatened by your questions. A love that is not diminished by your doubts. A love that is not interrupted by your tears. A love that was there before you needed it and will be there long after the needing passes and will fill every space in between. You are my beloved child. Tell me you believe it. Tell me you feel it even a little through the hurt. And know that where the feeling is not enough to carry the believing right now, My presence is already underneath you, holding you up, whether you can feel it clearly or not. You do not have to feel it to be held. You are held. Completely. Right now. In this moment and in all the moments that follow. The crying last night was heard. And I came. Amen.